Kung ilalagay mo daw si Junmar sa era ni Taulaba, so baka may probability, baka daw apat lang yung MVP ni Junmar. So what can you say about it?
Si Junmar kasi, and he's in his prime, parang import talaga. Kailangan i-double mo.
Bakit hindi ka nakapag-PBA?
Hindi kasi
Ano?
ako Pilipino.
Yung book mo, coach, I have two kids.
Okay?
And fund ako dun sa book mo. Yung how
Oo.
to train an athlete as a parent. Yung anak ko, pag sa sasakyan, pinapagalitan ko, alam mo yun. Let's welcome Coach Alex Compton. Coach,
Yeah.
welcome.
Hey guys, what's happening? Good to
Oh,
see you. Is that Kobe? Is that
Alex,
Kobe right in front of me? Who's the guy
what's
in the Kobe
up?
jersey?
What's up, Alex?
Si Alex Compton ay ipinanganak noong March 16, 1974. Si Alex ay naglaro sa NBA at PBL. Nakilala siya sa pagiging mahusay na point guard at nagkaroon din siya ng 2 champion at isang MVP. After niya maglaro sa NBA, kinuha siya bilang assistant coach ng Alaska noong 2012 hanggang 2014 at nagkaroon siya ng isang champion noong 2013. At sa mga sumunod na taon naging head noong 2014 hanggang 2019 at umabot ng 5 beses ang kanyang team sa finals.
Si JJ kasi, pagbalik niya from States going to the Philippines, baka
Hmm.
i-consider niya rin yung coaching. Kasi, sabi ko nga sa kanya, si LA Tenorio, si
Hmm.
si Willie Wilson,
Hmm.
and si Ronald Tubid is coaching the PBA right now as a head
Hmm.
coach.
Right.
So sabi ko kay JJ, bakit hindi mo rin i-consider? Baka kasi passion mo din maging coach.
Right. Right.
So as a head coach, as a former PBA champion coach, do you think JJ Helterbrand is capable of coaching?
I think lahat ng mga point guard lalo. Kasi trabaho namin talagang ano ka, coach on the floor, di ba? Nagulat lang ako sa una, akala ko madali yung transition from player to coach. Yung pala, ibang trabaho talaga. Talagang ibang trabaho. So, sasabihin ko na mahirap i-expect na player ka tapos biglang head coach ka talaga. Mas maganda talagang kung assistant muna, matuto ka, makita mo yung mga ibang perspective kasi marami. Marami. Nagulat nga ako eh. Akala ko matalino ako. Akala ko smart point guard so maging easy. Hindi siya easy.
Ikaw coach, kasi ako naalala ko, supposedly dapat mapaperfect ko yung San Miguel Championship eh. San Miguel Corporation. Kasi I won the championship sa Pure Foods.
Mhm.
Nag-champion ako sa San Miguel. Hindi ako
Mm.
nag-champion sa Ginebra because of you. I remember.
Really?
Kasi yung
Oh.
Alaska mo, tinalo mo yung
Oh.
Ginebra namin sa finals.
Pero assistant lang ako noon kay Luigi.
Si Coach Luigi ba yung head nun?
Oh, ako zero mga championship. 0 for 5. Bad shooting.
5 years ka naging head coach. Hindi ka
5
nag-champion.
finals, walang champion. So, ikaw, meron kang halos dalawa ka, di ba? Pure Food saka
San
San
Miguel.
Miguel. That's two more than me.
Pero
So,
coach, yung five mo na finals, sino yung mga kalaban mo nun?
tatlong beses San Miguel, isa Rain or Shine, isa Magnolia. So, dalawang Game 7 sa San Miguel, isang sweep, tapos Rain or Shine Game 6, Magnolia Game 6.
Yan ba yung ano coach? Yung Miracle?
Mhm.
Yung 0-3 na yung San Miguel, 3-0 na sa'yo sa part mo, and then na 4 straight ka?
Yeah. Wala si Junmar sa first three games.
Oh, that's why. Ang recently nagiging topic namin, Junmar is dominating. In 10 years, 9 MVPs kay Junmar. Nakukakuha lang si Scottie Thompson in between.
Mm.
So, ang topic namin, sa sobrang galing ni Junmar, gusto na naming ilipat sa ibang era. Kami ni JJ, sabi namin, si Junmar, walang kamatch ngayong era na to. Baka nandun sa ibang era, like prime ni Asi Taulaba or ni Alipik. So inilipat namin siya sa era, and then si JJ binash ng mga tao dahil lang sabi ni JJ, kung ilalagay mo daw si Junmar sa era ni Taulaba nila, yung prime nung before yung
Danny
physicality pa is
Ay,
ano,
Mark King,
yeah.
ano.
So baka may probability, baka daw apat lang yung MVP ni Junmar. So what can you say about it?
ang hirap sabihin na may mawawala sa siyam niya. Kasi, and I'm not saying we don't know. So, yung sa era na yun, competitive din yung mga bigs, magaling din yung mga bigs. Si Junmar 6'10", 270.
Yeah.
Tapos, humble na tao. So, bilis matuto. He's not, kaya nga nung championships namin, sabi ko, maganda sana kung sa akin, as a head coach sa Kalaban, maganda sana kung si Junmar parang hindi mabait na tao para pwede naman ako magalit sa kanya. Pero hindi eh. Sobrang good guy yan. Sobrang humble. Hindi naman madumi maglaro. Talagang parang lahat ng gusto mo sa player nasa kanya. So, mahirap sabihin na may mawawala sa kanya. At the same time, gets ko si JJ kasi kilala ko yung mga ibang bigs na competitive talaga na baka hindi sila papayag na panalo siya ng panalo. I don't know. Those questions, man, are so hard.
Kaya nga naano kami coach, na
Mm.
nabash kami. Dahil ang bait ni Junmar. Ako, one of my favorite teammate nung nasa San Miguel ako is Junmar. Lagi
Oh.
ako pinaghahanda ng sinigang niyan eh. So, mahilig din kasi si Junmar magluto kasi sa Bisaya, di ba? Happy
Oh.
nila magluto. Masarap sila magluto yung mga Bisaya eh. So,
Oh.
hats off kay Junmar.
Yes.
I think one very rare yung ganyan maka 9 MVP kasi yung iba si Alvin Patrimonio 4, si Ramon Fernandez 4.
Mm.
So more than half na, 9 na siya. And I think kaya niya pa mag-10, baka hanggang 12.
Nothing against Scotty. When I was watching Scotty nung college pa lang siya, kasi sabi ni Coach Louis Alas sa akin, sabi ni Coach Louis na sophomore pa lang, second year ata pa lang ni Scotty. Sabi niya sa akin na tingnan mo yung bata to, yung batang to. Talagang ang galing. Kung pwede kunin natin siya. So I know Scotty's great.
I think
I was hoping to get Scotty since he was second year in college. Si Junmar kasi, if he's healthy the whole season and he's in his prime, parang import talaga. Kailangan i-double mo. 'Di ba? Yun yung ano namin sa finals against Junmar is like, okay, let's go for, okay, we'll let Junmar dominate. Okay, we'll let him get 35 points. We'll try to Sonny play him one on one. Guys play him one on one. We can't let Marshall and those guys get going. Oh, sige. Okay. So he dominates. And every now and then we might steal a win, but usually he'd win. Okay, let's double Junmar right away. Don't let him get. Okay. He kicks it out. He makes the right play, makes good decision, then gets an offensive rebound. Front na natin. Oh, offensive rebounds. So it's like, it's really like having an import. Like you just have to try to game plan, and then lahat ng mga kasama niya magaling din. So I mean, he's such a special, sobrang rare talaga. Unique nga eh. Unique nga eh. Walang katulad.
coach,
Oh,
coach, meron kasing mga nagtatanong kasi baka you're 5 years sa Alaska as head coach, right?
yes.
So, why do you think Alaska move out sa PBA?
Si Boss Fred talaga, sa una pa lang driving force siya. Kaya nga may Alaska. Kasi sa una, kumpanya ng tatay niya. Tapos sinasabi niya, dapat may team tayo, dapat may team tayo. Ako ang bahala, dapat may team. So talagang passion ni Boss Fred. So, from the very beginning, siya talaga yung nagdadala ng lahat. Passion. Baby niya yun eh. So I think and this is a guess, this is speculation, but when the time came and may ibang kumpanya, may ibang partner siya na kasama, nakakapagod din siguro kung ikaw ang parang mag-oversee ng lahat. And syempre may mga anak din siya, may mga apo din siya. Um, at a certain point, you want to take a break. Yun ang hula ko. I don't know. Hula lang yan. But yeah, it'd be good. You guys should have Boss Fred on your podcast.
Yeah. Kasi coach, yung Alaska dream, yung before nung nasa high school ako, one of my dream team, gusto ko ma-experience. Sa daming
Mm.
beses ko na trade, hindi ako napunta sa Alaska. So I think yun gusto ko makausap si Boss Fred kung what happened. Baka I don't know kung anong reason, but meron akong analogy but I don't wanna say it. Nung high school ako and then pagdating ko ng college, Alex Compton is a premier point guard in the PBL. That is fact kasi ay parang nakikita ko sa iyo coach kasabayan mo si kasabay mo yung era ni Steve Nash. I think parang Steve Nash yung datingan mo kasi yung free throw mo sobrang accurate. Bakit hindi ka nakapag PBA?
Simple yun. Wala namang controversy dyan. Hindi kasi
Ano?
ako Pilipino. pinanganak lang talaga ako sa Pilipinas. Totoo yan. Pero magulang ko, puti, Amerikano. So, bawal talaga. So, ang ginawa ko, sinubukan ko. Nag-apply ako. Sobrang bait naman ng board sa akin. Pinayagan ako na magsalita sa harap nila. So, nagsalita ako. Nag-propose ako ng special rule na baka papayagan ako. Pero sa totoo lang, Rico, kung pinayagan ako, alam mo yung Pandora's box? Kasi baka may mga ibang loophole. Para sa Pilipino talaga ang PBA. So, pusong Pinoy lang ako, hindi ako Pilipino. Kaya okay lang.
Etong question ko ngayon sa iyo, coach. You think sa PBA walang nakalusot na walang lahing Pinoy?
Malamang in the past. I don't think ngayon.
Hindi, before,
Malamang.
yes. Yung time mo.
Wala akong alam na alam. Pero, sure, may hula ako. Ako, hindi naman ako nag-ano ng false accusation. Kung hindi ako sigurado, kung hindi ko nakita, wala akong sasabihin. Kung ang kailangan mo lang para pumasok sa PBA is Filipino birth certificate, mahirap gawin yun. Di punta tayo sa recto. 'Di ba? Gawa tayo ng peke. Oh, Filipino ako. Yeah. Right? So, tama naman ang diskarte ng mga boss. Pinayagan.
Pinag-uusapan namin ni JJ, coach.
Hmm.
Magaling ka nga magtagalog eh.
Kasi kung anong mga rules, kailangan ba na, ano, halimbawa, let's say, may Bisaya, may mga kaibigan ako sa Cebu, ayaw manangalog, di ba? Dapat Bisaya lang.
Ah.
Dapat Cebu lang, di ba? So, kung halimbawa, ayaw nila hindi ba Pilipino? Hindi naman
So,
ganun.
coach, yung ito si JJ, may technical difficulty tayo. Hindi siya makabalik sa ayan na siya.
What's up, JJ?
So,
Jay, baka may question ka kay Coach Alex.
Alex, di ba you were born in the Philippines?
Yeah, in Makati. Yep.
Oh, so you're considered to be a local, right?
No. Kasi ang laws sa Pilipinas, dapat at least isa sa mga magulang mo is Filipino. So, my parents are both Americans.
So your parents was in the military, or
My parents met in the Peace Corps in Thailand, and then my dad's first job was in Silang, Cavite, something called the IIRR after getting his graduate degrees. And my mom was doing some work in the Philippines and Laos, and then I was born there. So, yeah.
okay? Kasi tama si Rico, you speak better Tagalog than most Philams.
But that doesn't make me Filipino, right? Like that's okay. Because isipin nyo to. Let's say there's a 6'11" like borderline NBA guy, and the rule is you got to speak Tagalog. Man, put everybody in Tagalog class for a couple years. You'll have some foreigners speaking Tagalog real well if they get a long career in the Philippines. So that's not a good bar to set.
Coach Alex, may question ako sa'yo. I love Mick Pinisi. Pero do you think Mick Pinisi has Pinoy blood?
That's what I was told. I don't know.
Mas
If
mukha
you
pa,
if you were to
mas
look,
mukha pang foreigner sa'yo yun.
ito sasabihin ko sa inyo.
Ah.
If you would see my oldest son, you wouldn't think he's Philham. But I was there when he's born. In taga Davao si Mrs. talagang Pilipina yan. So you'd think you wouldn't, it wouldn't be obvious that he's part Filipino. And I know there's different guys. So I don't know. Hey, my close friend, I used to be an assistant coach for Kaloy Garcia. Mukhang Pinoy ba si Coach Kaloy? Mas puti sa akin yan eh. Ang tawag niya sa akin, hey white boy. Sabi ko, hey whiter boy, mas puti ka sa akin eh. So, I mean, yeah, you don't know.
So you coached for Alaska for 5 years, is that correct?
Yeah.
What was it like? The pressure was like, that's they're used to winning, you know what I'm saying? And they try to win it the right way. What is like the pressure in coaching in a franchise like the Alaska Aces, and then the pressure of like making the finals appearances and then not winning a championship? Was that very difficult?
Yeah. So at the beginning, not really, because I didn't know what I was doing. But as we went along, the pressure increased. And si Fred kasi may standard siya. So it was, and it was from the Coach Tim days. I think it was when they had 7 or 8 teams. Their standard was in the 3 conferences, win a championship, make the finals, and make the semifinals. That's not a good season. That's what every season's minimum is supposed to look like. That's a high standard, right? But it was interesting. I remember Coach Tim telling me a couple times it was just really getting so much harder to win. And you look at how much he won in the '90s, in the early 2000s, they started becoming less and less, less and less, and farther between. And think he just felt like it was time for a new challenge. I don't want to speak for him, but you look at how much he's won before there were some changes in the league, and then how much he's won after he changed. But you look at how difficult it was in the middle there, and man, I was starting out. Coach Tim is amazing, right? Like, wala akong masabi sa kanya. That guy. He's on a different level.
Um, from being a player in the NBA to coaching the Alaska Aces and then being assistant for the Gilas team, how has the yung basketball landscape changed from what you've seen?
So, in my opinion, and this is not to knock anybody, it's to credit the people that started the PBA and the founders. The techniques from the European game began to infiltrate more. So you start to see a little bit less ISO and one on one, which isn't bad, but I think there's better ways to play, right? And we took out the illegal defense and we didn't go just follow the NBA. So now you're seeing more Euro actions, and now you're seeing more spread out. I think the game has just changed, and there's so many. I don't know if you feel this way, JJ, but para sa akin, nung kinakoach ko si JV Casio pa lang, may mga galaw siya na nung naglalaro ko, I didn't know those were moves. So it wasn't like I didn't work on them. I didn't know what a floater was. I didn't know what a like off a one step, wrong foot, wrong hand layup, like all these different things. I didn't know twisting a ball screen, how to run a handoff if they slice, twist it back. There's like all these European little techniques and things that I think basketball in general owes a lot to the coaches that have and the people that have added these little wrinkles into the game where players have so many more options. Yeah,
Yung, yung 4 points mo, yung 4 points ng PBA, agree
yun,
ka doon?
bagay sa akin yan.
I mean, pasok sa'yo yun. Ang layo mo mag 3 points before nung PBL days mo eh. And
Oh.
NBA days mo. So, but okay ba sa'yo yun na nilagyan tayo ng 4 points? Tayo yung only in the whole world, I think. Tayo lang yung may 4-point play.
Well, you never know until you try, right? So, naalala ko nung NBA, kami yung first league sa buong mundo na may 8 seconds to cross half court. Ngayon, lahat meron. Right? So, I don't know if it's the right answer or not, but I don't mind that experiment. That's not a bad idea because there's so many 3-point shots and there's so much like they're trying. I'd love to see. I think mag-usap tayo in 5 years. Tingnan natin kung
Baka yung
maganda pa.
NBA magkaroon ng 4-point play na rin.
Oh, ginagamit nila sa NBA, sa Europe, sa USNCA ba? Oh, and then binabaliktad natin. Oh, yung mga iba ginagaya natin ginagaya nila tayo sa Pilipinas eh. So that would be nice. Oh,
So, yung book mo, coach, we can talk. We have only 7 minutes left. So,
okay.
I have 2 kids.
Okay.
And fund na fund ako dun sa book mo. Yung how
Oh,
to train an athlete as a parent. Ang hirap, coach. Ako, hirap na hirap ako kasi yung anak ko, pag ako yung sa sasakyan, pinapagalitan ko, alam mo yun. Pero guilty ako dahil nabasa ko yung book mo. Right?
so
So can you tell us about your book, coach?
yeah, so actually I have a co-author, my friend Kevin Delafu, Phil Amyan. Totoong Phil Am, ha? Huwag mong sabihin na hindi. Yung taga-tondong tatay niya. So, but he played in the PBL a little bit, and we met when he was out here, and then he got into education. He runs a high school in California. Well, sorry, a K through 12 school in California. So we wrote the book. Just tayo mga magulang kasi minsan masyadong intense tayo eh. So, or kasi may extremes yan eh. Pwedeng masyadong intense tayo, pwedeng halos wala tayong pakialam. Now,
Because we want
karamihan
the
sa
best for our kids, di ba? We want the best for our kids.
oo, ang assumption namin ni Kevin is all parents want what's right for their kids. Minsan, hindi lang natin alam bilang magulang kung ano yan. What's the timing? What's going on? But like anything else, if you study it, if you think about it, kung maging intentional tayo, then we can avoid some of the problems. So like yung sinabi mo, ako din, Brad, 8 and 9 ang mga anak ko. Nagta-travel kami sa basketball, maglalaro sila. Tinatanong ko sila pagkatapos ng laro, oh, kumusta ba ang laro? Oh, tatay, kita mo ba yung mga referee? Oh, kita mo yung ibang player? Oh, yung mga magulang sa ibang team. Sabi ko, ikaw ang tinanong ko. Parang, alam mo, iniisip ko bilang coach ng PBA, papagalitan ko na. Pero 9 lang siya. Ang hindi ko alam kung anong nangyayari sa utak niya. So once na pinag-aralan namin yan, that's one of the chapters, it's on control beliefs, then, kaya pala ganun siya. Kasi nung pinanganak mga anak natin, lahat ng buhay nangyayari sa kanila. Halos wala silang epekto sa mga nasa labas. So they have to start to learn, right? So process yan. Hindi naman overnight na maging responsible, maging accountable sila. Process yan. Kaya ako, mali ako dyan sa una. Talagang galit ako. Ikaw ang tinatanong ko, tapos ibang tao ang tinuturo mo. Ano kaya? Alam mo yun, na parang, ay, mali pala. And then once na nag-research ako sa book, ayun pala, mali pala talaga ako. So,
Dami, Coach. Daming parents na ganyan.
Kasi,
I'm sure hindi ako nag-iisa.
karamihan sa atin we want what's best, we're trying to do what's best, and then dahil sa love natin sa kanila, sa mga pangarap natin para sa kanila, yung passion natin nandyan. So a lot of times with the information, it helps us manage our emotion. May magandang sinasabi ni Kevin na actually nasa Pilipinas tayo nung March, nasa TV kami sa interview. Sabi niya, we don't want our passion to become our children's burden.
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah. So, minsan masyadong intense tayo. Pero, kumbaga, nilalagay natin yung bigat sa balikat nila na hindi kayang buhatin. So it's like, okay, we have to understand what's their capacity. We have to understand bakit sobrang intense ako dito. Yung intensity ko, may tulong ba? Or tinutulak ko siya away from the game? Tinatanggal ko ba yung joy niya sa game? Kasi habang bata pa
Yeah.
sila, lalo na yung mga maliliit, dapat mag-enjoy sila. So you enjoy, it's heavy on enjoyment. And then the intensity goes up as you're growing, as you're getting older. And then pagdating sa high school, college, then intense na tayo. But when they're 8, 9, 10, dapat wala namang sigaw, Mamba mentality! Ano yun, di ba? Ahas yan? What's Mamba mentality? So, yeah. Yeah, anyways, there's a lot in there. I hope ang pangarap namin ni Kevin is we just want to help parents because we know that all of us parents love our kids. Sometimes mali lang yung mga approach natin. So we just want to help them with some of the best approaches.
Coach. I want to get the book, Coach. Sa nakakabili nito?
So you can get it on Amazon. You can get it fully booked. Yeah, Learning Plus. So I'll expect a 20-page report, Rico. Parang balik tayo sa college, ha? Magsulat ka na.
Yep.
Okay, and then submit it.
All right, Coach. Jay, you have a question by Coach Alex?
Yeah, Coach Alex, last. What can you say to our youth that's upcoming and then they want to become a professional basketball player or make a career out of basketball? What's your message to them?
Yeah, so first, apat na bagay palagi ang sinasabi ko sa mga anak ko na tuwing ensayo, tuwing laro. And that is, one, have fun. Basketball is fun, right? Like, guys, do you remember when we were playing? Like, JJ, you crossed me over and you let me up, but I had fun playing in that game. I didn't have fun getting beat off the dribble, but I had fun playing, right? Like, basketball is fun. I was one of those weird guys at 32 still practicing, like, awesome, I get to practice today. Because it's basketball, it's fun. So as a kid, dapat mag-enjoy tayo. Have fun ka. Two, be a good teammate, right? Lalo na sa basketball, ang laro is tungkol sa atin, hindi sa akin. Right? The team is trying to win. So how do you be a good teammate? How do you help us get better? This is one of the best things I think about team sports is tungkol sa atin, hindi sa akin. So, especially in the Filipino setting where napakalaking bagay sa atin sa Pilipinas is pamilya, samahan, barkada, right? It's Sino ba yung tribo natin, right? Who's our, well, it's the same in basketball. How do we pick us up? Three, listen to your coach. Lahat naman tayo sa buhay may boss eh. So, anong tulong sa'yo? Anong tulong sa atin? Kung hindi ka susunod sa mga sinasabi ng boss mo, edi hindi ka gagamitin. Hindi ka maglalaro. Hindi ikaw si boss. Sumunod ka. Hindi ibig sabihin bawal magtanong sa boss mo. Pero kung kailangan magtanong ka, do it respectfully. Right? Talk to him. Coach, hindi ko magets to. Paano ba yung sinasabi mo dito? Akala ko dapat ganito ako. If you talk to the coach that way, I don't think magagalit sa'yo yung coach. Right? So, tapos yung huli, play hard. So, have fun. Be a good teammate. Listen to your coach. Play hard. Kung talagang pokpok ka, you give your best. Guys, I